welcome to White Regis TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. This weekend, Superman arrives in cinemas. The film is from writer and director James Gunn, who is most famous for his work over at Marvel with the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, but he's also done some fan-favourite DC work in 2021's The Suicide Squad and the TV series Peacemaker. And he's also the co-president of DC Studios, so he's in charge of this new DC universe. So Superman is the first film in the DC universe. There's already been a TV series in Creature Commandos, which this has a little bit of a tie into. So Superman stars David Corenswet as the titular character, with Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane and Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. The film also stars Eddie Gathegi, Anthony Carrigan, Nathan Fillion and Isabella Merced. The film follows Clark Kent's journey to reconcile his Kryptonian heritage with his adoptive family in Smallville, and there's a lot of current political stuff going on in the film, and so the film definitely is a very apparently feels very topical in today's world, but it's also the classic Lex Luthor's xenophobic about Superman being an alien, thinks Superman needs to be stopped, and then goes full psycho supervillain, trying to prove to the world that Superman is dangerous. So it's that thing, and this film also has a lot of different superheroes from the DC comics. So Green Lantern's in it, played by Nathan Fillion, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, so it's a very different interpretation of Superman's origin story. You don't actually really see. It's like, I think the film works on the assumption that Superman's origin, from what I understand. So it's a very different Superman reboot than we've seen before. So Superman is in cinemas now. So I don't know if I reviewed it on here. I don't think I have, but I will review Death of a Unicorn. It's an A24 indie art house film type thing. So Death of a Unicorn is a dark fantasy horror comedy starring Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega. The film revolves around a father and his daughter who accidentally kill a unicorn, causing them to be hunted down by its parents. The film also stars Will Poulter, Anthony Carrigan, Tia Leone and Richard E. Grant. So it's coming out on UK home video in just over a week, on the 21st of July, I believe. And when it was in cinemas, it received mixed reviews from critics who, criticised its satire but praised Rudd and Ortega's chemistry as well as the film's entertaining factor. So I wanted to check out the film because I was after I'd primarily seen Paul Rudd in Marvel films like Ant-Man. I was interested by the concept of him doing an independent creature feature film. And the movie is beautifully shot. It's got a great colour palette. There's some interesting ideas behind it, but the movie is really boring. It's just really boring. It's got a bad script and bare minimum performances. I mean, I was zombified 5 minutes in. Like, that's how it's going to be a bad film, if you're bored 5 minutes in. I give the film 2 stars out of 5. I definitely don't think I reviewed the A24 film Warfare on here. So Warfare is a war film, clues in the title. It's now streaming on Amazon Prime Video. It's written and directed by Ray Mendoza and Alex Garland, so I really liked Alex Garland's Civil War, so that's why I checked out Warfare. Ironically, though, I didn't like his film Annihilation, but I haven't seen that in 7 years, so... Warfare is based on Mendoza's experiences during the Iraq War as a US Navy SEAL, and the film depicts the true events of an encounter that Mendoza and his platoon experienced on November 19th, 2006, after the Battle of Ramadi. So critics loved this film when it came out, praising how visceral the film is. I'm not so kind about the film. The film is actually very well directed. I was very impressed by how well directed it was, considering that it's directed by a first-time director with no experience. The film is very visceral, so I thought that was a good point. But unfortunately, from a narrative standpoint, it is all over the place. There's too many characters that you don't know the names of, because you got Joseph Quinn, the British actor who's in Gladiator, who's going to be in Fantastic Four. It's just all like, okay, he's in it, but what's his character's name? Like, you don't know all the characters' names, so you can't really connect to them, or identify them. And there are far too many moments where absolutely nothing happens. I think in the first 20 minutes, it's a 90-minute movie, and in the first 20 minutes, half hour of the movie, it's just a bunch of a dozen guys in a house talking about very benign things that I don't actually even remember what they're talking about. So I honestly feel that for this film to have worked, it shouldn't have followed the true events so closely. Should have been more like, the film 1917. I was just getting from point A to point B. I gave the film 2.5 stars out of 5, and honestly, that was me being a bit generous. That was me feeling in a generous mood. That's honestly all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week. There's a new animated Smurfs film. I'll be previewing that, as well as the new I Know What You Did Last Summer movie. See you next time.